And we are live. It's your girl Lex Royal here. Um, I hope we, I hope we live. Let me see if I get my microphones to start dancing. No, okay. So, shit. All right. So I was told the opposite. So when the light is off, that means you live. All right. Here we go. It's your girl Lex Royal. Let's see. Mic check. Tracy, can you hear me? Tracy. Let's see. I'm sorry, y'all. I know it's supposed to be no silence on the air, but I don't know if you can really hear me. I think you can see me on YouTube, but I don't see anything moving. I'm supposed to get like movement from the microphone. Mic check, mic check. Okay. The speakers is kind of loud in here. Let's see. All right, so it's supposed to be no feedback. All right, y'all. That's your girl. Let's roll. Let's see. Okay. All right, we got some movement. That's what's up. It's kind of like trying to get an old man dick hard. All right, we got some movement. Let me see. I'm supposed to have some guests tonight, but I don't know where everybody at. I think everybody needs to be stranded. Yeah, Tracy, thank you. Tracy, my engineer in the background. I'm trying to see where all my people at. So today we supposed to be talking about your boy Meek Mills. I'm just trying to make sure everything is going because I don't really want to repeat myself. You know, I don't read off of a script or anything like that. So I just want to make sure that everything is on and popping before we get started. So let me see if I can find some music for you. Put on a little music, and then we can go from there. All right. So give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. So I mean, you can hear me. Can you hear me over the music, Tracy? What's up? Did you get my app? Did you get the address? You coming down here? Why you say you coming? You don't even know nothing is going on. It's 9 to 11. You if you see the thing you was talking on had the time on it. Say it again. I can't hear what you're saying. What? You know what? Cause I don't remember the number. My bad. Well, you don't hit me. So what you want me to do? Exactly. Where you at? Where you going? So are you coming through or not? Check your inbox and it'll tell you the address. 9 to 11. 9 to 11, boy. Bye. Bye. You playing games. I don't got time. You playing. You always play. You know what? This is so bad. And it's like I know I'm moving like an amateur and shit because I shouldn't be doing all this stuff while I'm supposed to be active. And I hope you guys can't hear me. Yeah, can you hear me over the music? Gotta hit the mic? What you mean hit the mic? Yeah, well, I put the mute on the microphones. Okay, all right, well, check in there and see if you can hear me. All right, thanks. Text me and let me know if you can hear me, Tracy. Damn. I don't know if people wanted to see me scrambling or whatever. Like I had a whole cast for you guys. And can you hear me, Trace? I'm trying to get it so you're not really seeing the back of my head. There we go. Oh wait. I don't even know. This is so crazy. I think Tracy, can you hear me? This is bad, bad business, bad business. Wow. All right, y'all, and we back. You know, I don't even know why I'm acting like a rookie to this, but I am. It's been a nice little minute. I've been sitting down and not really paying attention, not really doing the whole radio thing. And you would think like it's supposed to be something like a riding a bike and everything, but it's really a lot to it, and it's a lot to really get together to organize to make sure that it's straight. You know, like last time I had to keep moving the phone. So this time I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring the tripod thing to hold the phone. And guess what? I left it in the car. So, um, yeah. But I brought a different phone this time because I actually have something that I want to share with you guys about the whole meat meal thing. So I'm trying to go live so my Facebook people can can hear me and log in and all that good stuff. You know, I was trying to cause trouble. Philly dudes, Meek and Bill. I didn't really want to get into the meat of the potatoes of the show because I didn't really want to start. I didn't really want to start and then have to restart because then I'm gonna have to stop and let people in and all that. So I don't even know what's going on with that. But there we go. Oh shit. So hopefully, so all right. So right now, for those of you on fullyhot.com, I'm also live on YouTube, so you can check that out. I'm live on my Facebook, so I think I got everything covered right now, right? So okay, so what happened is, you know, Meek Mill, music going off silence. I thought I turned the microphone on. I turned the mic on. Can you hear me now, Tracy? Hello, Jahari Evans. Oh shucks. Hello, sir. Long time no see. It's been a long time. So you know, y'all, I'm trying to talk about Meek Mill tonight. Can you hear me? Can you hear me over there? Hi, Carrie. You know, I don't know. I don't want to just do the show for Facebook. I want to make sure that they can hear me. Can you hear me now? I sound like the Sprint guy. Jahari Evans. Oh, honey, it's been a long time. How are you? Your organization and all that. But all right, y'all. Let's see what we can do. You know, let me put on my professional hat. I don't know what that's about. Oh, Khalil, don't even watch my little radio show. Talked to boy yesterday and he said, "Oh, you got a little radio. Don't watch my little radio show." I'm being real petty. Hey, Brian, everybody tuning in. What's up, y'all? So wait, everybody tuning in. So I guess that means that y'all got a lot to say about Meek Mills, right? Because I got some shit to say too. You know, so who's trying to battle me tonight? Who's trying to add input tonight about the whole Meek Mills drama? Can I call it drama? Because it's drama. You know, but before, hey Robert, before we get into Meek Mills, can we talk a little bit about Bill Cosby? Hey Aaron, you haven't seen me since Rising Sun. I was from the barbershop up the street. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you. From the bar you was managing from Keita's. Yes, how are you, honey? It's been a long time. You got to hit me in my inbox. We can catch up. Now, Sarah, what's up, y'all? So everybody tuning in. So, oh man, it says the encoder disconnected. All right, so let's see. Right now, it seems like I'm just on Facebook Live, but you know what happened is I was driving and I saw all of the news vans, and it's not the first time, but I actually forgot about it. Hey, Thomas, I can hear you. Yeah, let's talk about me. That's what's up. I'm ready for it. I need somebody to chime in and let's go back to back because really and truly, well, let me go. Let me start over. So Bill Cosby, right? One time I had to go to court and it was like swamped with all these news trucks and all that. Thank you for those likes. I appreciate that. Oh shit. Yeah, so I seen all these news trucks. It was like what's that Puerto Rican one? El Sumundo or some shit. Everybody was tuning in to Bill Cosby. You know, and I'm not gonna lie, I love me some Bill Cosby. I don't care what anybody say. I don't know if he did it, if he didn't do it. All I know is that I watched a lot of shows back in the day, and um, when I watched those shows, like you had the Little Richard show, you had the Ray Charles show, you had all these autobiographies. They were talking about people, famous people, and they were doing drugs. That was their time. That was their era. You know what I'm saying? So whatever Bill did, I don't know. I wasn't there, but all I know is I'm still Bill Cosby. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? We all fucked up. We all did things when we were younger that we are not proud of. You know what I'm saying? If you meet a chick and you be like, yo, let me buy you a drink, you automatically doing the same thing. You're not drugging her, but you still inhibiting her so that she can make different type of decisions. And the more drinks that she do, it'll be easier for you to persuade her to get what you want, right or wrong. Like, I mean, I keep the shit real. So if you're gonna be real with me, let's be real and let's really talk. You know what I'm saying? Because when you sit down at the bar and you start buying a chick drinks, that's what it's for. She's not thirsty. You're not trying to feed her because and drink. You know what I mean? Make her drink because you thirsty. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still the same thing, you know? So, I don't really know. I wasn't there, but he's not the bad guy in my eyes. And I just think that they're really doing him dirty. And I think that it's time they put it to rest. It's too many people that came up now that has been saying that they lied about it. You never looked at it like that, but you're right. Thank you very much, Neil. I usually am right, Sagna. But for real, it's some real shit. Like when you sit down and you think about it, like you gotta just think about things that happened in that time and that era. You know what I'm saying? So we really need to, I believe, stand behind Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really bad. I don't even understand how they gave that man all those news vans and just every day in your face. And then on top of it, it's not like he didn't try to. I think if anything, he might have corrected his wrongs. Like when you turn around and you put people through college, you donate money. That's you trying to pick your people up. You trying to correct your wrongs. You know what I'm saying? And I know that they're like, well, he tried to buy NBC and all of that stuff, so maybe they're attacking him for that. And I believe it. I believe it's some way to tear down a black leader. But at the same time, did he probably sleep with somebody? Yes, he probably did. But does that make it right or wrong? You know what I'm saying? We are not the judge. That's for his wife to judge, really. You know what I'm saying? And she's the real strong one. She is the MVP because I don't know how she could stand up and deal with all of this crap in her later years. Like, it would be something to you like 40 years old and that shit happens. But now you all this old age and then they turn around and talk about your husband did this and your husband did that. Like, so shout out to Camille because she's the boss. That was the thing, especially back in those days. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I don't understand. Like, and I'm gonna tell you something. I tell people all the time, and a lot of my friends hate me for it. But I'm gonna tell you, Mike Tyson never raped me. You know why Mike Tyson never raped me? Mike Tyson never raped me because I never put myself in that situation to get raped. You know what I'm saying? So they think they like, oh well, you victim blaming and this and the other. But my thing is like, yo, you do not go to a man's room at 12 o'clock at night talk about you want to play pinochle. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, cut the bullshit. So you know exactly what you wanted. But see, what happened is women have this thing where sometimes we have like coochie ego where we feel like, yo, we gonna take this man from his wife. We gonna shut this man down. We gonna do all of this. You know what I'm saying? And people not being realistic. And I believe that's what the girl was. She thought that her shit didn't stink. She was going to go to Mike Tyson. Now I'm on Mike Tyson and shit. She going to go to Mike Tyson room. You know what I'm saying? And she going to go to Mike Tyson room and she was going to persuade Mike to be his girlfriend or something. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, yo, really? Like, what are you doing here? Like, you know what you wanted. So, all right. So now here it is. Now this is where the drama is going to start because now I gotta walk downstairs. I gotta leave for a minute. So hold on, give me a minute, cause I got somebody at the door that's late. So of course it's gonna be in the middle of the show. I don't know why he's saying he don't hear nothing. I got everything on. I got mics on. I don't know. But this is real. This is real reality TV radio for your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta walk with you guys because I can't put you guys on pause. So now I'm doing some real ratchet shit because I'm in the middle of a radio show. the TV trucks and all that shit away. Like, come on, it don't gotta be that many. You know what I'm saying? Mexican channels and all this other stuff. Like, shit. So, look, now you can tell I'm out of breath and I'm all out of breath and shit. Cause I had to go downstairs, walk a couple steps and stuff. So, all right, let me catch my breath. Sorry.
Look, that's my bag.
Dimitri acting up. So look, you know what? I was gonna go to the car and get the thing for the phone, but I can't. And I put it on that phone because I actually had something for Meek Mill. I have a recording of Meek Mill's lawyer, right? And he was talking to Hott 97. Let me see, because Tracy said that he couldn't hear. He was talking to Hott 97. Hey Kevin, hey Clay, thank you for your support. Everett, Michael, hey Mike, shout out to Bananas 876. You know that's my old stomping ground, right? So y'all can go ahead and pass through Bananas. Do they? I haven't eaten there in a while. Yeah, okay, nice. So yeah, but I'm still trying to catch my breath. So all right, we supposed to be talking about Meek Mills, but before we go to Meek Mills, can we talk about BD Siegel? I really want to talk about all the Philly men.
Okay, got you. But I want to. You were saying something about Bill Cosby and that lady when I was coming in.
Okay, yeah. Well, I talk about everything. I was
talking about how she might have gave him a pill.
Shut up! No, I.
You see what she looked like?
Man.
I'm like, who was eating pudding that day? Shit. I'm sorry.
Look, we gotta see. I gotta get Dimitri on because Dimitri she got a little skirt on that day. She didn't want to be on camera the last time. Whatever. She didn't want to be on camera the last time because she had pants on. So I think she got a little skirt on and everything. You know.
I still got my work clothes on. That's why.
Is that what it is? Okay. Well, thank you for joining.
Got me on here looking all dry.
Listen. Now it's all hard to see and shit. We gonna be like grandma's like, what are they saying? So anyway, so what's your take on Bill Cosby? We'll talk about that real quick. You think Bill guilty?
What I told the guys the other day. Even if he isn't guilty, he cheated on his wife multiple times.
A lot of men cheat, and then he was younger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look how long they've been married. A lot of men cheat. Like, if you think you're gonna be married 60 plus years and they ain't never gonna get your dick wet by nobody else, like, please.
I'm not saying that, but every action.
And then he was famous, right? But not that. It shouldn't be.
Like he was like a serial cheater. Like, how many women came out? So
I don't believe all the women. I think they were setting them up.
I actually, for Bill Cosby, I can see it twofold. I can still see it as how America is when it comes to courting black people in a certain way. Because you got the guy, what's the white director? I can't remember his name, but he actually had sex with a child, 15-year-old girl, and he moved out of the country. He was protected, and they still use him today to do business.
Right.
And so here you have Bill Cosby, who had interactions with adult women. Now, we know back in the day, we know that we all know, like, when you hear something about somebody, that's not a secret. That's not a secret how that person get down. So my thought process is, you're talking about a black man back in the 70s doing something like this.
Right, but if you think about it, they showed Ray Charles doing it, right? Nobody sat down and well, he didn't do like the drugging or whatever, but he had his chick on the side.
No,
you know what I'm saying? That she overdosed on drugs afterwards. Little Richard was with drugs and all that stuff.
No, I got that. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, back then, it was really not the way it is now. Where even though America with the 3 Ks don't like black men, the women love black men. So right now, back then it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. So how in the hell did he get to have these encounters with 50 plus women and nobody knew how this man was getting? I just find it very hard to believe that this wasn't an agreement.
Let me tell you what my take is. I'm going to tell you what my take is on Bill Cosby, right? Well, let me read what Aaron wrote. Aaron said, They knew what they were taking. They just found out that they could get paid off of it.
Right. That's what I agree with. There's no way.
I'm going to tell you, I don't believe they knew what they were taking, but I'm going to tell you what I believe happened.
In the 70s, they probably thought it was, they didn't know they were taking a pill. They probably thought they were taking acid or something like that. They was getting it in back then. That was love, live, life, and sex era.
Okay, but at the same time, this is what I think happened. I think that Bill knew the game. Bill knew that he was famous. He knew that they wanted him for what he had. You know what I'm saying? And what Bill did, I think he tried to drug them if he did it, but I think he might have tried to do it so they wouldn't really remember and it would be hazy and they wouldn't come back after him like, I'm going to tell your wife, I'm going to blackmail you, I'm going to do those things. You understand? So that's what I think happened. I think it was like, you know what? Go ahead and take this so you be lost after we done and you don't come back with some blackmail shit. And for real, it actually worked. If you think about it, it worked because nobody really came back. Like the one girl that he ended up paying. But other than that, everybody was on chill. No?
This is a weird one for me because again, that circle is small. So we all probably know the same people. If you know you shout a couple people out, I call them Philly stars, names out, and you're like, oh, that person do this. Those are things that are like sometimes that are known. So we're talking about in a time and day that we're.
So you thought he was known for that drug?
How he got down wasn't no damn secret. I'll tell you that.
So all right, Jamal said, excuse me, it was revealed to diminish his character at a time he was making a move to purchase a major network. Not a coincidence. Yes, I did mention that. I said that they were trying to come out because of the CBS purchase or whatever. But I don't know. It's just really weird. But you know what? We gonna let Bill rest.
That's gonna be on the fence. I just think that at this day and time, the man is blind.
Just lost his daughter, the one that was really holding him down. Like I really feel some type of way about that. I actually thought, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I actually thought it was like a blood sacrifice. So I thought that once she died, that everything was going to come away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no. What I honestly believe is what the guy said. I don't know who said it, but when you ready to go against the grain and do something to take over in Hollywood as a person of color, that's not really and be in control. That's not something that is the norm. So
okay,
I mean, it's so many different angles when it comes to this. I honestly believe. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what time of day these women were there. I don't want to be drinking coffee or tea with somebody at any time, hour of the night, if that's not somebody I'm feeling in that way. I'm not gonna put myself in that position.
Even like the young girls that was at the Playboy Club, like, what you doing there? You know what I'm saying? You ain't on fucking Sesame Street. Aaron says, no, why put yourself in that position? What position is that?
All right, I'm gonna give y'all some information, right? So I'm gonna tell you the time, but I was coming from an event and I had a really, really nice dress. So I was talking to a young guy on the phone and he's like, why don't you come by my place? Now I had never even went out on a date with this person. So I said, listen, the way I'm dressed, I'm not coming over your house. He's like, you think I would want something? I said, I'm not even gonna give you the opportunity to want something because I'm not coming. But tomorrow we can do something. But tonight, it's 2:00 in the morning. I don't know.
No couch dates. I don't believe in that, right?
Like, what the hell? 2:00 in the morning, my back out. Come on. Like,
he's going to try something.
Right. Right. So,
so you don't put yourself in certain predicaments. But see, I know that these women, I know that they wanted something. What else? What am I looking for? Oh, the call-in number. So if you guys want to call in, let me find a call-in number. I think it's like, I know I put it up on the thing. It is 484-477-6348. If you want to chime in on Bill Cosby, go ahead and who was coming from an event, Tracy? Go ahead and chime in 484-477-6348. You can call up and we can put you on. So Aaron says Illuminati lifestyle is a price to pay, and maybe he did something against their rules and is being punished. I believe it. I believe helping Black people. I believe that trying to lift up his community and doing so much. I believe that you're supposed to be a puppet. You do what they want you to do, but then when you turn around and you start saving people and helping people, then it's an issue. You know, but like I said, 484-477-6348. Don't be shy. Like, don't let me start tagging y'all on the Facebook Live and bringing y'all on camera and shit. You know. So listen. All right. So I made tonight's topic was supposed to be our Philly men doomed because it just seemed like Philly men are always in the news. They can't never really just rise to the top. Like the only person that actually rose to the top is Will Smith, and without being tarnished, period. Okay, yeah, Tracy. So thank you. So Will Smith, and then you got Kevin Hart. But Kevin Hart had that little cheating fiasco just the other day.
But Will Smith came up during the time because listen. Will Smith, I'm closing my eyes when I say it. Will Smith came up during a time when there was no social media. However, if there was social media when Will Smith made his mark in Hollywood, you best believe people would have been saying something. They didn't have the vehicle, they didn't have the avenue to talk. They didn't have that. See, social media gives people a voice that normally didn't have one. The only way you didn't get heard back then. It's just like you knew something about somebody and that was in the circle, but if social media was out back then, there would have been some things out about Will because there's some whisper down the lanes about Will that was occurring in the 90s.
Like what?
I'm not going to say it because I love that family and I don't know them, but they like my cousins in my head. And I ain't doing
like
that.
What? Come on, nope. Keeping it real for the listeners. What we talking about here?
Not unless they listen, listeners, I got a student loan. So unless y'all put some money on that, we can talk.
What your student loan got to do with what's going on?
I'm not get paid. Everybody want to get paid. I want to get paid too.
That's something.
That's for a purpose though. It's not for just me to go out and buy some clothes.
I don't know. I know
that I old as hell too.
I didn't really hear anything about
about
Will Smith, but the one thing I know that I did hear, and the one thing I can say is that. And I don't know if Kevin Hart did it. I would have to look into it. But I know Will Smith did that thing where you know how they say famous people have to wear a dress, like they got to wear a crossover dress. He did in Bagger Vance. I don't know if he wore a dress, but he did that whole gay role in Bagger Vance.
No, it was
it wasn't Bagger Vance.
What's the name of that? Come on, y'all. Y'all know that movie he played in, where he played a gay homeless guy and he tricked the rich family and told them these lies. What was that movie? I hated that movie.
I don't remember.
What's the name of that movie?
I thought it was Bagger Vance. I don't know.
No, he was the golfer guy.
Okay, yeah, something like that. Yeah, he was like the one that carried the golf clubs, right?
Right. That's What's the name of that movie that he was in where he played the? But I want to say this too because we're typecasting our. First of all, I don't like the dress thing, but Flip Wilson did. What was his? Flip Wilson. What was the one he did? He did Lucille or some crap like that, something like that. And so when Robin Williams did Mrs. Doubtfire, there was no backlash from that community about him playing Mrs. Doubtfire because he was doing it to get around his kids. Right,
but then at the same time, when he played a woman, he didn't interact with a man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
he was an old woman.
No. Yeah, you're right.
Right? But then when they had the black men dressing up or being gay, they're interact like they're really on some gay stuff. You know what I'm saying? No?
No.
So, and if you think about it, because that's the same thing why, what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Because we having brain spasms right
now. What's the guy's name, y'all? 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, that movie. Yes. I can't stand that movie.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you.
Stomach hurt.
Geraldine was
Flip Wilson.
Flip Wilson. Yes. Thank you, Flo. Soca Diva. Thank you so much. Right. But the guy, Dave Chappelle was like, he's not going to wear the dress. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to play that role. So, but I think What You Call It did it. What You Call It just did a gay role.
Hold up, let me tell you who all did it. Martin did it. Jamie Foxx did it. What's his name? Eddie Murphy did it. Now you got the news anchor.
Did Kevin Hart do it?
No.
It was him and Whoopi Goldberg. Who went Whoopi Goldberg?
A black person?
I don't know. What you talking about, Tommy? Who went Whoopi Goldberg? Somebody Whoopi Goldberg, but I don't know. All I know, but Kevin Hart, didn't he just do a role where he had to be gay or put on a dress? Did Kevin Hart just put on a dress or be gay? I think he just did that.
In what movie?
I don't know, something new coming out. I know, I thought that's what I heard. I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to figure out because I need to know what's going on
with our Philly men,
with our Philly dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like even Beanie Siegel. Beanie Siegel should be like right underneath Jay right now. He should have a clothing line out right now. He should have artists underneath him right now. Like, what's going on? Like, why is it that Philly stops at hood celebrity?
Because some of the guys
Wesley
from Philly.
Snipes.
Oh yeah, Wesley did that movie with Tu Wong Fu. Remember?
Mm.
All right, so this is my analysis, my observation. It's not an opinion, it's just an observation. Hood Philly men are really loyal to their hood. To their hood, they're really loyal. Even when they make money, they try to take the guys with them.
Right.
The unfortunate thing is they don't know how to turn it off, and they don't have somebody in the midst of them to say, "Listen, y'all gotta turn that shit off." So what happens is when you take a Benny Siegel, who when he got shot, like yeah, motherfuckers y'all missed. It's like, thank God, you know what? I got kids, I got a family, I got things to do. It's like this still didn't deter him from from having that dialect. And then you need somebody in your group. You need to know, man. If everybody in your group is saying yes to all the dumb shit, you can't make money doing that dumb shit. No, the further up you go, some of that stupid stuff has to leave. It's not to say you're not loyal to your hood, but be loyal to your hood and take them somewhere and educate them on some things they can learn from being around you in that type of industry. Everybody don't get that chance. Yeah, you get a couple of pump fakers, as my friends say. Pump fakers that say they know somebody, but Benny Siegel was around real people who can make some real things happen. And he could have took some other Freeway didn't act like that.
Jay told Beanie, like, yo, you need to leave that hood shit alone and put on a suit. Jay was like, nah. You know, and if you think about it too, you want to go back, like even AI. Like, you know, I tried to put AI on the list, right? And everybody was like, well, he's not really from Philly. You know, but at the same time, we claim him because he was a 76er. You know, so basically, I would put him.
If you spend enough time in here, you Philly.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him on the list too because to me, he got that same Philly curse. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, granted, he's going to make all his accolades and stuff like that, but at the same time, he still could have been much further than he is now. No?
Right.
And I don't even really watch the basketball and stuff like that. But you know, I just feel as though he caused more trouble. He didn't want to go to practice.
Again, look what he had around him. See, like if you, I used to see him out back in the day all the time, and I used to call the king and his fools because they were doing some things that were just so idiotic. It was like, who does that? AI. They were doing some foolish shit, and the women was doing the foolish stuff with them. They would be in the bathroom, and I got the inside scoop, but they would be in the bathroom. I know something.
Go ahead, be in the bathroom.
They would be. The men would, not the actual players, the hang-alongs. The hang-alongs would go to the men's room and some chick would go in there and perform with them just because he's standing next to or having a conversation. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Salute from Big Tone, a.k.a. Panda. Thanks, Tone.
So,
thanks, Panda.
Is it a Philly curse or is it how people are in Philly, period? Men are in Philly, period. Sorry, guys, but this is the conversation that needs to be had.
It needs to, but if you think about it too, like if we wanted to open it up, would you put Eve on the list too?
No, we can't talk about Eve. I'm gonna tell you why. Because even though Eve started out as a dancer, Eve doesn't celebrate that.
But she's still like she just kind of like plateaued. Like,
but she doesn't. Honestly, Eve had a show. Eve graduated. And when just like Vanessa Williams was on the Penthouse, we don't talk about Vanessa, and I love Vanessa Williams as well. We don't talk about her being on the Penthouse magazine. We talk about everything she did after that. Eve has grown,
and that's what I'm talking about. But I'm saying, like, where did she go? Like, she it's like, okay, she did her stuff. She had her albums. She did a TV show, and then that was it.
She did clothing line too.
It didn't last that long.
She had the clothing line, but Eve kept herself in an environment where it was inevitable for something else to happen.
But what happened? She found a billionaire and she stepped off. All right, so let me see. I gotta catch up. Sorry.
Love Eve. Oh, that's a Scorpio.
I'm not hating on her, but I'm just saying. So Bubba Chuck is more Philly than most Philadelphians Who Bubba
Who
Chuck?
Bubba Chuck? We talking about who the hell is Bubba Chuck? Benny Siegel?
No, no.
Bubba Chuck.
Bathroom at TGIF.
Was you in that bathroom?
Tommy.
Am I lying though? I'm telling you.
And so would Beanie. And if he to do it all over
He would
again,
do a better
he
job.
would definitely.
I agree.
He would do it differently and better.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
All right, yeah, fat.
But
he shout out to Buddy Love.
But I'm gonna tell you something. His body of work is so good that if you start playing Benny Siegel stuff versus this knucklehead stuff that's out right now, Benny still. I mean, to me, if he get around the right people, he still got opportunities. I'm sorry, like
he still got opportunities. He made the album.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
He's playing in the elevator.
No. What? No, he still got. No, he still toured on. I know that too. For a reason. He still was touring. He went on a tour last year.
Benny Siegel?
Yes, he did. You know how I know?
You bought a ticket?
No. I bought a ticket like I did. He went on tour last year because he was going to take my artist with him, but my artist needs development. But my artist is good. So he's still doing things.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just really think that it's some sort of curse.
No, it's just Philly, period.
Okay, so she said Allen Iverson is Bubba Chuck.
Okay.
She know him personally. She is from Virginia and all. So, yeah, so
Bubba Chuck. You know what they remind me of? When Jamie Foxx was like, fuck Rockers, and they went to get the fucking motherfucking hamburgers and the motherfucking french fries.
You remember too much, girl.
Yeah, that was the episode, but
yeah, so nobody want to call in. Eve is on this show called The Talk.
She got on the talk. Listen,
she's on The Talk now?
Yes. That's another cousin in my head.
Okay, well, that's good.
I got another cousin in my head.
That's good. So, buddy, what you got to say? You want to chime in? You want to call up? I gave out the number to call up. I don't understand why people so scared to call up and talk to me. But you know what? Oh, I Googled the Kevin Hart.
Our street name is Bubba Chuck. Oh, okay.
Oh, Al Street.
What?
Al Street is from the
AI.
Oh, so she's saying Bubba Chuck is more Philadelphia than AI.
No, he's saying AI street name from VA is no, we ain't calling nobody no damn Bubba Chuck in Philly.
No.
You could get busted.
You get beat the hell up in Philly talking about some damn Bubba
You might get Chuck, but you ain't getting Bubba.
You know.
So what else? You said that first. So we got Bill Cosby. Yeah, what's his name? Benny, and we have.
We talking about AI, and now we're gonna talk about Meek Mills. All right.
All right.
So we want exhale.
I take a deep breath. It's twofold. That conversation is twofold.
Well, let me start. Let me see.
Okay,
she going old school. Okay, so I was looking up. If you Google, I found something where it says Kevin Hart Illuminati exposed. He said he would never wear a dress. I don't know, but it got a man in a dress. So I was trying to open it to see. But all right, we off of that. So we want to talk about Beanie Siegel. Here's my first thing. Meek Mills. Sorry. Here's my first thing, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. Did any other radio stations have a talk with his mother or his lawyer during all of this? So while we were protesting, did any of the radio stations bring up the mom or bring up the lawyer? Can y'all tell me that? Because I didn't really follow
I think one of the radio stations, the lawyer called in, or an attorney called in. The mom did a press conference. But other than that.
Okay. Because what happened is, I was in New York, I think a week or two ago, and his lawyer, they were interviewing his lawyer, right? I actually had the video, a lot of the stuff that they were talking about, right? So everybody, they say that the judge was corrupted. They talked about Charlie Mack.
I remember they brought that up, and I was like, why are they doing this?
They kept saying, like, he wanted him to sign with Charlie Mack. I didn't even know Charlie Mack had a whole production thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know. That's not who the young boy from the Empire is? He with Charlie Mack?
I'm not sure. But they didn't bring, well, that's what I'm saying. Social media gives out so much incorrect information because what I read, and it was on social media, wasn't from something reputable, but what I read was that they were bringing up some past misdeeds of Charlie Mack, and I'm like, wait a minute now. This thing is getting too far because now you have a black judge
right,
and two brothers that are being pulled through the media because of the way our justice system is created.
Who's the two?
Because they were saying the thing they were saying about Charlie Mack wasn't about production.
Oh, so you
something
mean Charlie
negative.
Mack and Meek Mill?
Right? I'm like, why are they talking about Charlie Mack? Like, that's ridiculous. So, but with the Meek Mill situation in the justice system, no. Well, yes, the justice system is very biased, and I'm telling you, I know this for fact. When they write that information down on that piece of paper, they're gonna follow that whole piece of paper all the way up to the court and to the next court, and it'll be a lie. And they're gonna ride that lie until your attorney says this is a lie. And if you have an attorney to pay for that. So now we have this justice system that has a peeking eye to justice on us anyway. Now we have a black judge who knows that this system is jacked up. And instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to make you do community service, or you're going to pay some restitution, or you're going to do this, or I'm going to send you to a halfway house so you can get your mind right, and I'm going to make you get this, and this, she put him in custody for popping the wheelie.
Did you know that the judge handpicked his probation officer?
I didn't even know they could do that.
That's what the lawyer said. The lawyer said that the judge handpicked his probation officer. I didn't know it, but I guess you could. I mean, if you want to assign somebody, I guess you could.
But my question is, and I didn't do the research.
Yeah, from Empire is with Charlie Mack. Thank you, Yafet. So you said you heard the interview. So what interview was that? Did you hear it in Philly, or did you hear the one that I heard in New York? You know, but yeah, I recorded it, so I'm gonna play a little bit of the recording.
I didn't hear all the intricacies of what it really is. It's just a technical violation. You get arrested. You didn't pop the wheelie during a rap video with 8 other people. Okay? In Washington Heights at about 2 in the morning. There was no one on the streets. He popped the wheelie. And on that video, you see a police van. As it has the police van. The police didn't arrest him. No. The next day, someone in Long Police Plaza, the headquarters of the New York City Police Department, was watching that video and said, you know, I think we should arrest him. I mean, imagine with all the problems we have in this city. Somebody at Long Police Plaza and it is hot.
So, but I don't know if you guys heard on the Facebook Live, so I'm going to repeat it. What he said was that popping the willie was a part of a video, right? And in the video that they were recording for this rap song, you could see a police van, right? So the police van didn't stop him. They did not arrest him. They did not mess with him the whole time, right? And then they took the video now to the police station. Somebody at the New York police station said, let's go arrest him, right? So then he goes on to say, they did the arrest and they let it go. And then the Philadelphia probation officer now picked it up on his head and decided to make something bigger out of it.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something
New
right
York
now.
On the Breakfast Club, yeah.
But even still, a probation officer has the ability to make a decision. They don't have to. I'm telling you, and they let some stuff go. So they didn't have to go that route with him.
Right.
That was
especially I think because it was a music video.
And then if you're doing a music video on the street with the backing that he has, it should have already been locked and sealed anyway. So did they block the street? Like certain certifications that you need to do a video on the street anyway, especially in New York. Did they just go do a video, rent a video, or did they do it the right way? But probation has that ability to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to review this, and then they don't have to move in a certain direction. They don't have to do that.
Right. So all right. So let's see what else he says, because it gets deep.
Imagine all the problems we have in this city. Somebody at Long Police Plaza and their higher ranking officer in the New York City Police Department, chief or something, was studying the Meek Mill pop a wheelie video, and then they sent 22 cops.
They sent 22 cops to arrest Meek Mill at a basketball game.
But that's crazy. Damn.
Yeah, so it was a day later. So somebody, Vincent, says it wasn't a video. What wasn't a video? Because the lawyer is saying that it's a video. The lawyer is saying that it was a rap video that they ended up picking up a day later and arresting him for it. After they saw the video, they looked at the video again and they went back and arrested him. They said that 22 police officers came up. So he said it was a video of him riding the bike. Well, the lawyer said it was a rap video. So I don't really know. You know, it could turn around once social media grabs it and the news grabs it. It can turn around and be said that it's just a video of him riding a bike. But you know, they shoot video pieces in pieces, and then they crop them and put everything together and stuff like that. So it could have just been that.
Right.
Meek should have never even been on probation from the very beginning.
Right, but who's on that probation?
Right, so then Thomas Nixon says, due to New York ride and the fact that he wasn't arrested the day of who says it was him, is mad dudes walking the streets of Philly that look like me. Okay, hey Al Black, shout out to Al Black.
So,
yeah.
Well, let's get to the legals. All right. So this is my take on it. I'm happy for the way the justice system identified an error in the justice system. However, there are a number of individuals that are in the system now for something so small, like the documentary Jay-Z just did on a young guy who was locked up for a backpack, right, and he wound up committing suicide. Right. So it's a small win, but it's a bigger picture to that, and hopefully, this guy gets around some people in his life, some people that can help him get to the next level. Because one thing I know for certain, people will be with you during a joyride, but when your money run out and all that fame go away, you become he used to be this, he used to be that, but now he a nut, and that's definitely how Philly will do you. So hopefully he learned from that.
Well, shout out to Brian. Brian says the lawyer is lying.
That's what liar.
Hashtag free smoke. Who is Smoke?
I'm not.
So
that's a nickname.
I'm gonna tell you something, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, and I keep everything 100. I'm not pro Meek. I could give two shits if he was in jail, out of jail. I didn't care. To be honest, I'm keeping it 100, right? Al Black said, "Love y'all. We love you too, Al. You gonna have to come on the show soon." So anyway, I give two shits about Meek Mill, right? At first, I was screaming. I said, "You know what? He did the crime. Let him do his time, and that's it." You understand? That's what I was saying.
Love you too, Al.
In fact, my son did 14 months for $30 in the lifetime.
See? And so so this is the thing. Just as hard as he had a team, he had a vehicle behind this. Like, it wasn't just one lawyer he had a whole vehicle of people behind pushing this. But you don't see that for the little guy, for the guy that really didn't do anything. Right. Like, so people are cheering for him to be out, but like one person said, he ain't nothing for me and Della. And another thing is too, like we really have to start encouraging our young people not to even get involved with the criminal justice system. It's just like, I'm telling you, y'all take them to the parole board and to the up to the office, you are not going to see too many people that look like you. You are just another number. They don't care. You're another case because they done heard so many thousands of cases just like yours, and they're going to put all of you all in the same fashion. So my thing is, like, let's just try to work with these kids or these guys when they're younger to keep them away from that. If a cop's going to be, not all cops, but some cops are going to be assholes, and they agitate the situation. That's a different scenario. But if you're out here doing wrong, and you get caught, like, no, I'm not going to be sitting here marching for you and you did some wrong shit. Because now we got a whole other generation of kids coming up to say, all right, I can do that wrong shit. I can take that little time. No.
Right. Al Black said, preach. He said Smoke was his little brother. Glad to see y'all back. Thanks, Gene. So, yeah, so what happened is, like I was saying, I wasn't pro Meek, right? I was like, you know what? If he did it, let him do his time. He's not above anybody else or whatever, right? But then I had a situation just like Meek Mill's situation where that shit got hit close to home, right? So I had a friend where he was on probation for some shit years ago, right? So years ago, something happened. They had him on probation for years. Like it could have been like 2 years. He had to do not customer service, community service, right? That he had to factor that in, plus work his job, take care of his mom, do everything on top of it, right? So then, because he was I can't even make up a lie. So I'm talking about K-Dot, right? So K-Dot worked the tow truck, right? Because of his job, because he's working the tow truck, they couldn't monitor his movements, right? So what happened was, because they couldn't monitor his movements, they put him on house arrest. So now they got him on house arrest over something so many years ago, right? That they had dragged out. He'd been going to court for 2 years up until this time. And they finally brought it down where I guess they wanted to resolve it, so then they put him on house arrest. His probation officer was a asshole, right? Every little thing, and he didn't smoke, he wasn't on no drugs, none of that stuff, right? Okay. He is the only caregiver to his mother. Him and his mother live together.
Go ahead, finish that story again. I'm gonna tell you something because I work in the system.
Right. So what happens is he was on house arrest and his mother got sick. She went to the hospital. He had to detour from going to work one day to stop and check on his mom, and then went straight to work. They locked him up because of that.
This is the thing. When you're on probation and you're on house arrest, you have to call. Like, this is because I work in a system. I work in reentry, and so when you're on parole, probation, and someone from your family is going to the hospital, you have to call your parole officer or your probation officer and say, "Hey, my mom is in the hospital."
He knew, and you know what they told him? They told him to find somebody else to look after her.
They cold-blooded like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's
don't expect listen, your heart-wrenching stories. I'm just gonna be straight. Is after a certain time, I'm gonna curse like a motherfucker. They don't give a flying fuck about your mom, your kids, all that shit. Because the first thing they're saying is, that's your problem. Why you get involved in this stuff anyway? They don't care. You're another number. And you'll find very few of them that will try to give you an opportunity. But then you got to look at it from their aspect. They done gave people opportunities to burn them. So now they got to get hard moves. So just, and I know it's hard. It's hard. But if for you to be on probation for 10 years or 20, if you do jaywalking, you violated your probation. Because that's against the damn law.
Yeah, but that's wrong. And you know what I think, and I believe this with police officers as well. I think that people need to do rotations. I think they either need to do every 6 months or every year, rotate out to somebody else. Because not everybody's personality meshes together. So I think it needs to be rotated. Because what happened is, had he probably had a different probation officer, things would have ended a hell of a lot different. You know what I'm saying? Even with his life still being spared, because it was because of all of these things that transpired that led him to his demise. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, come on. And don't get me wrong. Like, I say it, and I still believe it. Like, don't do the crime. But see, my thing is, if they do the crime, just let them do the fucking time and get it over with.
Or let the crime fit the punishment. See, when what the thing is, okay, so like if I'm a first-time offender, I'm thinking I'm not going to get that many years. But you have to understand, it's from 2 to 5, or it's 5 mandatory. I don't care how much you think you did this the one time. If they looking at you, they like, you know what? It's 5 mandatory years for that. You don't get the 5 mandatory years for that. It doesn't matter. The system is not set up for.
Yeah, but don't drag it out. Don't do 2 years of probation and then smack the 5 years.
Well, then this is how they get money too. Because a lot of the guys, when they're on probation, they have to pay restitution. They have to pay. When they go in the halfway house, they have to pay. They owe fines. So to drag it out and get that money, they're going to get money one way or the other. So either you in jail and you working for cheap, or you outside on probation or parole and you paying a restitution fee. So
let me catch up with this real quick. So Yafet said the police officer that testified against Meek on the case that got him probation is a liar. He perjured himself on many other people's cases, and in the Philadelphia DA list of corrupt, crooked.
Right. So Yafet, did you hear me say in the beginning that they will follow that paper trail even if it's a lie? Listen, because I can't disclose too much, but I followed up on an investigation, and it turned out in favor of the person, right? So I had to in turn call parole and say, listen, this was incorrect. The parole person, they kind of giggled, and I was like, no, it's true. So unless you have somebody on the inside that has some objectivity, and they're looking at the issue at what's on the black and white, and not like the case, and not at the person, they're gonna follow that paper trail. It doesn't matter what you say. If it's in writing, y'all done seen the court cases. Y'all done seen Judge Judy. She say, what the police report say, and the person be like, but that's not what happened. But on this police report, it says this, and that's where the shit starts at, with that police report. So whatever they write down, it's gonna take it all the way to court. If it's a lie on there, it's gonna follow that whole paper trail. So that's what we working with.
That's so fucked up. So Thomas Nixon said that's why Philly needs bail reform, and because you're more than a number, because
that's all over.
Show someone compassion and help them get their life together instead of holding them down.
But that's all over this country, though. It's like
for the black person.
That's all over this country. But poor people, I'm just gonna be honest, it's not just for black. Any brown person or poor person, and poor white people, they catch hell too. Y'all.
Damon said, dudes be using real reason to do dumb shit on the low, which fucks it up for those dudes who are doing what they are saying.
Right.
Okay, I think we all caught up. Hi Tony, hi Jacob. Yeah.
Like I used to work at this place on 40th Market, and right across from my job, my window was a furniture store. Dude selling drugs from the goddamn truck. I'm like, damn, somebody give you a job and you gonna fuck it up. So now the next dude that might need a job that come out of incarceration, they're not gonna want to hire him because the dumb still want to do dumb shit. I was like, wow. So
I don't know.
I don't know what it's like to be a black man. I just don't. I mean, I really empathize for y'all. I really do, because as much as certain people love you, this country has a deep-seated, rooted hate for you all.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this, and the only way for y'all to overcome that is y'all lock arm and band together and stop. Like, I think y'all need
to give them ammunition.
Well, just learn how to like love one another and stop seeing each other as niggas and see each other as men and fathers and uncles and brothers and shit like that. Because a nigga is a person that's somebody that's expendable. Like you can get another nigga any other time.
Right.
But a father, you can't replace a dad. You can't replace an uncle. You can't. So I really like wish that you all would start seeing one another. And I know it's probably not the guys that's looking at this right now, but I'm talking about some of these knucklehead dudes out there that have no value in themselves, so they don't see value in you. And the criminal justice system. So now, just look at it. Look at Chicago. Just because I watch a lot of documentaries, and they showed this documentary where these guys were in the jail, throwing up gang signs, hanging on the bars like fucking apes and shit. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, when do we stop being afraid of one another and start giving each other some respect? Because until that happens, this system is not going to. You have to teach people how to treat you. You have to teach the system how to treat you. I got pulled over by a police officer. It was a white cop. And the way I looked at him, like, what the fuck you pulled me over for? I didn't say nothing. He started stuttering. He said, well, you could beat the ticket. You could just go downtown and do this and then the other thing. And I'm like, well, why you write the ticket? He wrote the ticket, but he told me how to beat the ticket. And
for his numbers game. When they tell you how to get out the shit or tell you could be thrown out, just show up to court, is their numbers game.
That's stupid. The stupid stuff, but he wasn't aggressive. I was pulled over. I had to pull over because my truck started leaking, whatever. And then, so the cop pulled up on me. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, and I would say, just because those incidents didn't happen to me, it still affects me. It's still in my head that that's a possibility. So I just was like, when it comes to the criminal justice system, the guys in Philly that had these opportunities to reach back and give back to the community, stop giving them the same fucking shit you gave them when you ain't had no fucking money. Like, you ain't doing nothing. You're just a rich fool. That's all I see. If you still doing the same dumb shit that you was doing when you was broke. You're not doing shit for your community for real, for real. You handing out a couple turkeys, you doing this, doing that, but you ain't giving them no. You just giving them shit. You're not teaching them how to fish. You're not teaching them how to do shit else, but to come to your ass and ask for money and be on your fucking groupie team. And dudes are groupies too, because I hear it all the time. They like, oh, that's what I mean. Your man ain't doing shit. Stop doing the same fucking shit when you get money, when you get broke. Teach yourself something. Get around other people. Like, how they sustain that money. That shit pisses me off.
She a bag. Listen, shout out to Terrence and shout out to Damaris for tuning in. Woosah!
It's a vicious cycle, and it keeps going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And all you got a whole bunch of dudes up in the joint talking about how they used to have shit when they was in the like nobody cares about that shit no more. That shit is fucking like nobody cares no more. I get the complaints, I get the calls and shit. Nobody gives a fuck about what you used to have, where you used to go, who you used to hang out with. You number DC, such and such and such and such and such. What's your issue? Let me see how I can help you. That's it. Stop giving these kids and these dumbass, grown-ass people these visions of happiness in a fucking cage. You're not giving them nothing. Give them some jewels. I see more men talk shit about how women wear their hair than to say, listen, go. Get the fuck off the corner. Let these people go to school. Let the people go to work. Let these kids come out here and play. You want to sell dope? Do it in the fucking house like the old heads used to do. Like, man, you get on my phone.
Yo, I said, whoa, shit, get her some water. Demar said, you are right and exact. Got faster. That's right. Power to the people.
They've been selling dope and drugs when I was a kid. It was the house. Everybody knew that's the drug house over here. These kids just go around the drug house. They go around. Don't go over there. Now, the motherfuckers on the corner and shit, like, put some Dockers and some fucking polo shirts on. They like you want some shit. Like, don't scare the shit out of everybody. Dude, like, just, if you're going to be about that life, then have some common damn sense. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And we spraying each other up, and everybody talking about boycotting white businesses and it. Boycott them fucking guns. Boycott that shit, because that's who own it.
You should boycott the guns. Boycott the fucking music. The music that's being pumped into these kids. Yo, let me tell you something.
No,
right?
but they've been shooting people since the 80s.
Listen, not like how, no. We had principle. We had rules. We had rules to this shit. You do not shoot no father that's with his child. Like, you don't do shit like that. Now, mind you, the mafia would do some shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the punishment fitted the crime. You understand? So for them to fuck your family up, like, you had to really be fucked up. But it can't be some dumb shit like now. It's like he stepped on my sneakers, so I shot him with his kid.
He was talking shit on social media. Y'all library hoods now. I'm trying to understand how you let another man get you out of character by typing and shit. Y'all some very clerical motherfuckers right now. I'm trying to understand how you let somebody get you out of strength, get you out of character. Or like you was talking all that shit on the book.
Al said we were built in the 80s. Damon said pseudo-reality. Hey, Sam. Hey, Bradley. Yo.
They library hoods.
Listen.
Like, you know how to type. And they know how to spell, too. Half of them be like, yeah, he spelled that real well. But they're microwave people. They want.
Yeah, but I really think a lot of that stuff is in the music. It's you know, and I say it all the time, and people think that I'm just talking shit, but it's like we are under attack. You know, our men, our family, our culture, everything, we are under attack. It's with the food. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Let me
gotta hear this.
Listen, I'm telling you, them GMOs and them vaccines, and then you got the chemtrails and everything, the pollution in the air, then the water is already fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a vicious cycle. And what happens is they give you a chemical imbalance, right? So then on top of the programming, you got the music and you got the TV, but these kids aren't really catching on to the TV so much. You understand? It's the older generation that's still watching the TV. These kids are listening to the music, and you know what they do? They pump it constantly. They going to sleep in the shit, because if you think about it, a lot of them are in fucked up home environments anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? Their parents are still trying to raise themselves and to achieve something themselves. And you can't really do much if you live in hand to mouth. And hand to mouth is a Jamaican term for living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you constantly working, you working 2 jobs. You don't got no time to raise your fucking kids. So therefore you got the TV, right? And they knew that. And that's one of the reasons why They put the bullshit on the TV because the TV is going to help raise your fucking kids. That's why they took the fucking Cosby Show off. You understand? Because
all
you
the
know
good
what?
shows that we had are gone.
Anyone that showed that it had a decent male figure, it gave you the illusion that, you know what, I could be like that. You understand? They tore that shit down, even down to the reruns. When they had Seven, whatever the fuck the father's name was, he was a fucking pedophile. They kept his show on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Bill Cosby, that show was the first shit to come off, and then so was fucking Different World.
But the thing is, that's their media. As I was saying on Monday, we have to change the narrative. I'm not depending on any other group to show me love like we're supposed to show ourselves love. So
y'all need to turn up that fucking music.
We have, and I said this on Monday, we have more black millionaires right now than we ever had in history. Why are we still going through those resources to get shit done for us? That absolutely makes no sense. So it's a reconditioning of the mind. Because there's no way in the world I got a bankroll full of money and I'm sitting here and not doing anything for my community. So their minds are really fucked up. That's why I appreciate Beyonce now. I like Kendrick Lamar. My son only wearing LeBron James. I don't care, you know.
Wait, LeBron? What's LeBron James?
He got sneakers. He only wearing those.
Oh, he can't wear them.
He not wearing no more Jordans. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Well, listen, I don't even know. Sometimes I feel so hopeless, but you know, I really think I'm not ready to give up. You know, we just somehow, some way, we gotta fix this. You know. So let me catch up. So Richard said yes. Rap music was built on misogyny, humiliation, and what's that word? I can't.
We can't see.
I don't know what that word is.
Oh, no, let me Google
right.
it. Because I can't say it. I don't want to
came up the woodwork with shit. You need to call up. Like that. Call up here when you say that word on air. Trying to make
so when it comes to Philly entertainers or Philly entertainers that make, you gotta think of, just like they say, a kid is a product of their home. Well, the entertainer is a product of the culture that they come from, and unless they're around individuals who are for them, and not for them just to be around and get in a picture or to help them spend money or to get a free drink or bottle service, which I think is the wackest shit ever in life. Like, I like variety. I don't want to drink no one bottle or two bottles all night. I might want a beer. I might want a cocktail. I got to drink this damn orange juice, cranberry juice, this shit all night long for $500-$600. I'm trying to understand that shit doesn't make any sense.
But you know what that is? That goes back to the programming. You understand? Like, yo, you just don't know how deep this shit is. It's to the programming. So what happens is they make you feel like this particular liquor is popping. So the fact that it's popping, you want to be seen with this liquor. You understand? And it's all marketing. Like, I'm telling people, like, oh my goodness.
Listen, and I'm older, maybe because I'm older, but even when I was younger, certain stuff was just not that important. So now I buy a bottle. And now they walking across the floor with the little sparklies on it. And then so I'm out of $1,000 just to impress who?
Right.
I remember we got a section for ladies and Phillies, and I told them.
Laughing at library thugs.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
we got a section in Philly, and I told the young lady, listen, I ain't getting no bottles. Now we gonna get $300 worth of shit. They gonna get tip. I gave her $100 tip. And we gonna run your ass all night long. And that's how it went. Like, we don't do those things because that's not how it. If my money was long, maybe I'd do it. But I like to be in the background. I don't like to be seen like that.
Trust me, I'm telling you, that shit is all about the look. That's it. You just want to.
If you look good, people want to see you any damn way.
That's what I'm saying. but because they are programmed, they're programmed to believe a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know when you made it, when you can look like the rappers that get the bottles, that sit in the club with the model-looking girlfriends, and that's why
half of these rappers don't have real money they can touch. That's why sometimes they moms still be living in the old house because they don't have real money that they can touch. They get okay, I need a car. I need this.
Yeah. Tupac was like that. When Tupac died, Tupac didn't have that much money.
You
Suge Knight owned everything. He was living in an apartment.
Yes. See, you know, so don't believe the hype. Them videos, but them videos always been props. It's just people just start, I don't know.
Yo, you know what they are? Let me tell you. Oh my goodness. One of the reality TV girls said it. She said a lot of that shit be Airbnbs. Airbnb, where you rent the place.
Oh
you
yeah.
Place and you rent it for the day. So all right, let me catch it real quick. So Devon says black men refuse to invest in the development of their own people.
Yeah, that's not true because I know like 25 of them that are. The thing is, like I said, we have to change the narrative of what in Philly. I know some thorough brothers. I'm back on here. I know some thorough brothers that's doing some real good shit in this city. So
right, PDQ was here the other day. PDQ.
Oh yeah,
we helping out the kids.
Yeah, I know.
Our black help out the
kids.
We
have to change. It's up to us to change that narrative. So when people say ain't nobody doing anything, I always ask them, are you part of them? I always say, be the they that you're asking to do something. Because we tired, we need help.
Right.
We need help, really.
Tara says, yes, there is some demonic music out here that keeps our own people bound. Yes, speak on it, sisters. Don't give up. Fight the good fight. Thank you.
I'm gonna make a damn rap song since it's Mama D got one.
J. Cole got a new song and video called ATM. Y'all gotta hear it and see it.
Oh, J. Cole, that's not me.
We need to stop fighting each other and rebuild the village.
Right.
Damaris, thank you. Human beings naturally mimic behavior that are rewarded both consciously and subconsciously.
True.
Yeah.
True. But when we rebuild the community, I even had to tell myself, I can't get at everybody. I only have to be around like-minded people, and then hopefully the other people will come along to start to see. Because everybody's awakening moment is not at the same time.
Well, let me tell you something, right? You know, I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of studying, right? So they got this thing where they say, like, the laws of attraction. So when they talk about the laws of attraction, they talk about you getting wealth and things like that. It actually teaches you that you don't save anybody else, right? It teaches you that you attracting it for yourself. But if you start telling the universe that, hey, if you give me this money, I'm going to save all these people. They said, and it actually was in a book. It was like, you can't do that because not everybody is supposed to get saved because you are now destroying you're destroying how it's really supposed to be in the capitalist market that we live in.
Who wrote
you know
that
what I'm
book?
saying? It's actually on Google where the lady read it, and it's like I would have to look for
that
it.
book is,
but they tell you no. I'm telling you no. I'm gonna tell you something. It's a white lady that wrote it, so it really was for white people. So I'm not saying that we're not supposed to help. What I'm saying though is that is how it's taught. Though it's taught that you say, you know what, you want deal and you gonna take care of yourself, and then when you get up to the thing, it's kind of like how Jay-Z and Beyonce did it. Like for real, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they had to narrow in their focus. They had to have laser focus to get to the fucking top.
Right.
And now that they got to the top, now they can do every fucking thing they want. If you look at the shit Beyonce did, Beyonce put the fucking ladies in formation. She did a whole Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? That movement she did at the Super Bowl with 1 million eyes watching. Then another thing she did when she did Coachella, she put fucking Nefertiti on the back of a cake. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's letting you know who the fuck she is now. And you know the bad part, they can't do nothing but soak it the fuck in because they got her to the top.
But the thing is, that wasn't for them. I always say that was for us because we don't, that whole Coachella thing, we so hard on each other, especially the guys so hard on the women. Man, she had all that sea of brown beauty on that stage.
Yeah, that was for us for pride purposes, but at the same time, to me, it's still yo, this is who the fuck I am. But I played your game. Right. I played your game, and now I'm doing it my way. Right. And now they have the power, they have the ability to do it my way. See, Black people, we always want the person, as soon as they get on, they supposed to bring us right away. And that's what the book is saying. Mm-hmm. The book is saying that it's not everybody's journey. You can't bring everybody with you. You got to go ahead and you do it. So it's not that, oh, I promise to say this and I promise to say that. It's that you going to get to the top. And then after that, you can help who you want to help. Just like how Drake did it. You know what I'm saying? When Drake did his God's plan and he turned around and he gave out all the money and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you have to get to the top first. You got to, I ain't going to say you got to. Because there are people who can do it a different way, make it, and you know what I'm saying? But as far as I know from what I see, you play the game.
Well, just like I said, with for the Philly entertainers that have a hard time. I said they're very loyal to their hood and they try to take them with them. But
I don't know. I don't think it's a thing they try to take the hood. They don't want to leave the hood. They want to be down. It's this thing in Philly, like, yo, I got to be down. And I ain't gonna lie, I fell victim to that at one time too. But my thing is not a Philly hood. My thing was like my friends, you know what I'm saying? I had my friends, and when I started climbing, it was like, shit, if I climb now, I'm gonna be out of my element. I'm not gonna have no friends. I'm leaving all my people behind, my best friend, this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, fuck, what the fuck do I do? Now, I had the opportunity because actually I had somebody taking care of me. So it was like, well, fuck it, I could chill. And I did chill. You know what I'm saying? And then the fucked part about it is the same friends I ain't want to leave, we ain't even friends no more.
Everybody can't go with
you. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things. So it's like, you gotta leave that shit alone. You know, but I don't know, for some reason, Philly just wants to always be down. You got to always rep. Why you can't just know where the fuck you from and just move the fuck on? You know what I'm saying? Everybody else move the fuck on. You don't hear every time you turn around, Puff Daddy and all that. Come on. Like,
okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing about that statement you made. We can't afford not to reach back. So you can move forward, but we can't afford not to reach back. And I'm not saying give, but create opportunities.
Right.
So when you get there, if you get there, right now I reach back, and I ain't got no damn money. But you reach back to give other people opportunities so your community can grow. You know what I mean? Like it's really sad to see other communities come together and do things in their small little sector. Mexicans do it. Like they get together in their little cluster and they start doing things. And us, we're so.
You know what they do though? They have a team. It's a structure.
Right.
Like take for instance the Asians. The Asians will get a store, right? One family controls the store.
Right.
They work it for a couple of years. They make their money. They move up and they bring up the next family. That's how it goes. You understand? It's not everybody fighting at each other. It's not crabs in the barrel. It's not, oh, you got more money than I got. This, that, and the other. Like everybody's watching everybody. All right, so Jason said true, can't bring everybody with you. Found out the hard way. Richard White said, who do you have to pay toll to get to the top?
Who you gotta pay toll to get?
Who you gotta pay toll to get to the top?
Somebody gonna answer that question. Richard.
I don't know, Rich. I mean, I don't know. You know, yeah. I believe that there's an Illuminati because I'm a conspiracy theorist. You know what I mean? But everybody else feel like, you know, I guess you just make it and get to where you gotta get. I don't know. But
it's already in the cards for some people to be where they are. It's already there. So
I don't know. I think that we need to teach the youth. The first thing we need to teach the youth, and I think it should be worldwide. The first thing we need to teach the youth is how to deal with the police when they move. For some reason, these kids are not respecting authority, you know? And I know this is kind of going off of our topic, but, you know, they need to respect that. That's not going to stand up. I don't know. Fuck, I'm holding the phone again. Damn it. But that's one thing. Let's do that. And then how to get to the top. I don't know who you got to pay. Like, I don't know. Help us out. What I gotta do?
I don't know who you gotta pay. I didn't know you had to pay. But well, hey, some people
you might have to do a blood sacrifice.
You might go in that room. They talk about that room. What's that Cat Williams say? Don't go in the room.
Put on a dress or some shit. I don't know. I don't know. It's all messed up now.
You know.
And I'm fucked up now.
Skin. You got a paper clip?
Listen.
Here. How about this? You got tape.
I don't know, y'all. So I don't know. But I just know, to me, I just feel like it's just something with Philly. And Philly need to stop being so cliquish.
Oh, yeah.
They need to have respect for themselves first. Yes, they do. And, yeah, they need to stop being so cliquish and everything. Like, you know, they don't want this people to hang with their people and all that. Like, we need to just be over. Like, it's just supposed to be just black people, period.
We trying to set this thing up. This is crazy. Oh, man. trying to do a MacGyver with this.
Sorry. We trying to be
Look, we need
MacGyver.
production, y'all.
Oh, there you go. Let me see. We trying to be MacGyver out this piece. It's not really working though. All right, y'all just look at the meat tray.
I don't be seeing. I'm not photogenic. I'll be like, ooh, what's that thing?
Yo, listen. Somebody need to call up. Come on, call up, y'all. 484.
Yeah, give your opinion on everything, because I'm not right all the time. Maybe 100, maybe 95 or 99.9% of the time I'm right. But
So what do y'all think? Are Philly guys doing? I really think it's something with Philly. I still think it's
what the hell? They need to put the charger on the top.
The
Turn
Mary.
upside down.
Did it work? Okay.
Are we upside down? Oh shit.
Device. So let me get the number to call in. Let me say 484-477-6348. Can I sit up there? Let me see if I can find something else.
You gonna try it?
Give us one second. Do not touch.
They say do not touch.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
I have to touch today. We gonna get it right.
Got it.
There we go.
Okay, it's pretty good. All right.
Well, one thing I can say, you definitely be getting some of the real. Behind the scenes, you see it all. Like, you done see me go downstairs. Only thing I ain't take out to the bathroom yet, but you know, it's all good. The night's still early, saying.
So I don't think Philly men are doomed, because we got some good brothers in the city, like a lot of them. I just think that black men, you all need to stop letting these folks talk bad about y'all. You have to change the narrative. I'm always taking up for the women. Like, don't come at us like that. And you all need to start doing the same thing. Don't let this mass media or mainstream media point you all in a vision that is wrong. Like when they did some march in DC, it was like 2 years ago. They was like, there were no cameras out here. Everybody got a fucking cell phone. Everybody do Facebook Live. So become the fucking media. You tell the story. I don't want anybody else telling my story that don't look like me. You can't tell my story for me. Y'all, y'all see what they did Jesus name. Jesus name ain't Jesus, but
The sound isn't clear. All right, that shit done messed up the sound.
hold up.
All right, we trying to. Okay.
All right, can you hear us now? All right, here we go.
Can you hear it? Can you hear us now, Damaris? Thank you for that.
Change the narrative.
Shout out to J Notch, Ty, Damon. How about now, Damaris? Can you hear us? We always having technical difficulties. And you know what's so funny? Little sidebar. When I first started in Philly Hott, 2000, I don't even remember if it was 2014 or 13. I don't remember how many years ago it was, right? We had technical difficulties every fucking day. Every day. Like, it was so crazy. It was so crazy. Like, I'm like, what is this? What's wrong with the screen? It's the tape. It's the tape. She done left the tape. I'm like, what the hell is, look, oh, okay, it's better.
Okay, my
Oh,
bad.
look, my screen saying we're coming on that jumping over for months.
My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, yo, we thank you for tuning in. Even though no one called in, I don't know what's going on.
They being like Philly. Let me stop. You need some country folk on here. They love to talk.
I believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
No, they're not doing. They just and the funny, the bad part is you got some the guys out here that's doing the same thing, but they just don't get the airtime. They're really good artists, and they don't get the airtime.
Well, they got that little young boy.
Now he's phenomenal.
Thank you, Damaris. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm really scared though. I really hope he doesn't change, because I see like he got picked up with Foot Locker, and he got Foot Locker. He got a lot of people. I think he met
KRS-One, and he been working with
If
Indian.
he work with KRS-One, man, he'd be good.
I really hope he doesn't change. I really hope he doesn't start singing the positive stuff and then he turn into the mainstream. I just hope they don't do
Kendrick
that to him.
didn't. J. Cole didn't. You know. So and Drake, he never was like he never. I like Drake because it's doable. So they started off young. So I mean, his mom is there right there with him. Because when she was the one who posted the video, the first video that I saw. So, you know, and for him to be so young and him talking like that in his music, she did a good job.
You know, they actually said that he had just got out of jail. He was, I think somebody said it the other day when we were on the radio that he was in jail with K-Dot.
How old is that boy?
He might be 20. He was young.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was locked up and just got out. And when he came out, I think that's when he started rapping and stuff. But I don't know. You gotta check him out. I think it's like IQA or IPA or something like that. But he does a lot of new raps over like old school beats. Like it's so
the
fire.
Old school beats
it's so fire. So, but anyway, so. I don't know. You know, now Brian came on and he shot down my little interview from the lawyer for Meek Mill. But all I know,
because the lawyer was a liar.
Right. But all I know, I do want to say this, just to finish that up, because I don't believe I finished my thought. But like I said, for people that's just tuning in, that Meek Mill's lawyer had an interview with the Breakfast Club in New York, you know, and he was saying how the judge is corrupt. He was saying that the judge handpicked the probation officer that Meek Mill had to use, and that it was a rap video where he was popping the woolly while he got picked up. They said New York threw it out. Somebody in Philadelphia decided to pick it up, and they wanted to just make an example out of him. But see, what happened is they said that the judge wanted to be she wanted to be an actress or something like that, or she wanted to do something famous. She wanted to be discovered. She wanted to be famous, and she couldn't be famous. And then she wanted Meek to sign with Charlie Mack. You know what I'm saying? All that was on a video that I had. It was like she wanted him to sign with Charlie Mack and leave, I think he's under Rock Nation, you know, which I don't know, in your right mind, like, would you really tell somebody to leave Rock Nation to sign with Charlie Mack? Not that Charlie Mack is bad, but I mean, leave the Rock Nation? Are you crazy? Like, who does that? So let me see if I can pick up where we left off.
But the fact that he went through that triggered the violation of probation. Okay, that's when you get arrested, you're not being convicted of that, right? You just get, you know, and now the only one who wanted to hear it for the violation of probation was Judge Brinkley. The probation officer didn't ask for a hearing. Okay, and then
he said the probation officer didn't even ask for a hearing. It was the judge.
I really can't see. It's like it has to be something deeper relationship between Judge Brinkley and Meek Mill.
Here you go.
It's just I called it a healthy obsession. I mean, when it shows up, when it shows up back then, you know, a homeless shelter, and she was on sick leave, by the way, she showed up at the homeless shelter. She wasn't working. She showed up at the homeless shelter and talked about how he was doing his community service.
He was doing community service at a homeless shelter, and the judge showed up. She was on sick leave, and she showed up.
The words don't have to come out of the judge's mouth. The handpicked probation officer said on the record many times, this is the judge's desires. This is and the judge said right there and said, what are you talking about? It's my desire, it's not my desire. So the handpicked probation officer is pushing Charles Mack. But he said she had a chance to make it right. You had a corrupt cop who's defecated on the system. One man who's handed out, you know, the worst form of justice, corruption. And she had a chance. When the district attorney agreed that this case has to be overturned, she had a chance to say, okay, fine, I'm curious to have my glory. Anything said, you know, I agree with moving paper.
I don't know, Philly. I'm not even gonna go through the whole video. You know what I'm saying? Meek is free. So we just gonna go ahead and celebrate that actually now, hopefully. And you know what? It's funny because when I was trying to think of a topic, right? So I called up PDQ and I was like, yo, what you think about this? You know what I'm saying? Because Missy over here had a topic where she wanted to get at y'all men for how y'all be dressing and stuff. Because she don't understand how y'all dressing. So we gonna revisit that topic. But I was like, you know what? That can't be a follow-up to the K-Dot show. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
we did some good numbers on that show for a very first show. You know what I'm saying? We had 300 and something views the first night on a live, and then we had 300 and something listens the second on the radio on the app itself, and then we didn't even check the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So we did some numbers. So I was like, you know what? I got to do something that is going to follow that up and bring some good numbers. So I was like, you know what? Meek got out. Let's go ahead and celebrate Meek, which I wasn't playing no Meek Mill's music because they did that shit all over the radio today. I'm like, yo, they playing his music so much you would have thought he died. But anyway, so I don't know if Philly is looking for a savior or whatever, but when I called up PDQ, he said that he think that it was a good thing what happened to Meek. He said he thinks that Meek needed that time. You know, he feels as though that Meek will come out now and he will be a different person.
Yep.
You know, now that he actually tasted it firsthand and saw how corrupt it is, that he might start being an advocate for the people. He might start helping out with the justice system and try and change it in some kind of way. Let's see what he does. I really hope that this person who you guys idolize, you know, and one day we wanted to do a show about that. Like, how come these celebrities are so big that they are being idolized by everybody? You know what I'm saying? Why are celebrities taking over our life? Everything that they do, we're just so in tune with it, and we know every move. And you know what I mean? Like,
what's the excuse? Oh, but they making money. I said when that's the excuse, they you know they did something stupid. Oh, but they making money though. They got more money than you though. Like, oh, okay, that's the backup. They dumb. They got more money than me, and they're stupid.
Right. We got. You know what? If anything, one thing I could say is
a
that
clown got more money than me. The Barney and Billy Circus clown got more money than me. So what the hell does that mean?
One thing I could say is that with the chick Cardi B,
oh God, no.
She let you know that I'm still a person. I'm just a regular fucking person. You understand? And that's one of the things that I can say I like about her, that she is real. She's just a real person. So you have to remember that these celebrities are just people, and we need to stop idolizing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for us to take back our youth, take back our livelihoods and our thinking, and stop being programmed. Like, listen, I'm trying to tell you, cut that music off.
It's not just the kids, because the adults are caping for the behavior as well, because she has a video where she's big and pregnant and she's working, and it was like, yeah, but she's doing it right, she getting money. I'm like, well, I never thought in my whole 47 years that I would actually see women be okay with a woman dropping it like it's hot and shaking her ass while she was damn pregnant. Like, when did we become those type of people? When did we? When?
Well, here's my take on that part.
Like, when did we?
I ain't know we was gonna talk about that, but here's my take on that, right?
I'm sorry.
I feel I'm on the fence with that.
She's an adult entertainer, so in that aspect, okay, that's what you looking for. Is she an adult entertainer? That's what adult entertainers do. But don't sit here and be like, oh, she the saving grace and her lyrics all popping like that. She got lucky. She did. She thanks to social media and these damn new artists better thank God for the internet and social media, because back in the day, they didn't have all that, and they was pushing numbers. These people got to go out here and act like clowns just to push some numbers. Back in the day, you had talent. That's what you got your numbers for. So they would thank God for social media and dumb listeners, because if they didn't have that, they wouldn't be where they are. So
our listeners aren't dumb though, y'all.
Not
smart.
y'all know what I mean. Some of these listeners, they actually cape for some ignorance.
Well, what happened is they're looking for a leader. They're looking
not
for
in
people
that
to follow. What you mean? In their eyesight, they look at her like she's winning. You know what I'm saying? And they see their parent is busting their ass every day. Their parent has 2-3
she
jobs.
has 2 parents, man. Some of these people don't even know their parents. So like, everybody got a story. If I told y'all mine, y'all be crying. Like, everybody got a story.
You, but what I'm saying is, as a child, when you looking up to somebody, you looking up to somebody that, for real, you think about it, because a lot of these kids aren't even speaking proper English. She don't speak proper English.
And then another thing
so
is,
they won't relate to her.
What's wrong with hard work? Like, what the fuck? Like, so now
it's hard.
So now we encouraging one another not to fucking work. Like, no, everybody's not going to get that $1 million song or that $1 million contract. You're going to have to go to fucking work.
Look at the camera.
Oh, you're going to have to go to work. And the concern is, so now it's like, oh, the parents worked hard. Every fucking body worked hard. Join the damn crew. Like, we all work hard. That's why I look crazy right now.
Especially when she got like 6 jobs. Meek Mill is a part of a bigger picture, a movement, which is a criminal justice reform, a huge part, but not the whole. This is bigger than and much more than about Meek Mill. I agree, and I hope so, and I hope that he plays a vital part in it though, because he had these people wilding out. They had these people out in the street, you know what I mean, like protesting.
Well, hopefully he get up there and tell them, listen, you know what, I made some mistakes in my life. I made some errors, some bad judgment calls. You know, we're gonna move forward and start doing some different things. Like he's got these people filing out there. I used to die like this, for times like this, to rhyme like I don't know the words, but that they out there quoting that verse. Now he got. We can only time will tell, but he's like 0.1% of what changes need to happen. So we can just nod our head and say okay, but the cheering and the parades and all that can't happen until that whole black and white is changed, and that's my take on it. That's 0.1% of that. So
she's so funny. She get in her bag.
Well, yeah, we can't like, oh yeah. Cause you got some dudes in there like that was supposed to get out yesterday, and because somebody didn't sign off on their paperwork, they're gonna be in there for 2 more months, and it's the lazy bullshit that goes on in the justice system. So yeah, it's a drop in the bucket for what we've gone through in this country. That's a drop in the bucket.
Well, I don't know. I hope that we touched on some topics that make you guys think. I'm glad to have shown a different perspective, especially in like the Bill Cosby case. And I feel a little bit closer to the Bill Cosby case than the Meek Mill thing. And the only reason why I really paid attention and started to pay attention and really like, okay, I can support Meek now is because I've actually seen it done to somebody that I know. Before that, I was really kind of clueless, because thank God I don't really have any family members that get caught up in the system, so I didn't really know. So when it reached my friend and I saw everything that transpired after that, when I saw that you can have a crooked system, when you can have a fucked up probation officer, when you can have all shit, somebody calling in, I don't even know how to work the phone. Hold on. Damn, that's loud. Hello, caller, you're on the line. Philly Hot Radio with Lex Talks and Dimitri. What's up? Hello?
Hey, it's Corey.
Hi, Corey.
Hey, Lex. I said I called in. Sorry I'm a little late.
You real late, but it's all good. Better late than never. Because I would have clowned you. I would have clowned you, so what's good?
But yeah, you know what? I gotta agree. Is it me or we making kids real soft?
What you mean?
Are you saying soft?
Yeah, and I mean soft in the sense that they don't even want to know what a hard day's work is.
Oh yes, we are. When we tell them to shoot for some the rapping because I'm stuttering because I do a lot of stuff and I know and I'm around certain types of things. So when we encourage them, all right, now rap is so watered down that everybody's trying to do it. It's so but the guys are focused on creating a makeshift studio and doing all that stuff. But when production is so big and broad, you could do studio production, you could do theater, you can do production everywhere.
They want to be the front. They want to be the hype. They want to be the front of the
but
camera.
There's nothing wrong with putting time in and putting the hard work and the actual stock into getting that the right way. But everybody want to come out here. You can put $20 a session, $25, and everybody shooting at the bullshit because they want to do it the easy way. And as soon as you tell somebody, "Oh, go to work," well, I don't want to work there. Okay, now check this out. I used to work at a freaking restaurant when I was 16 years old. That thing taught me working with the public, customer service, how to do inventory, how to do the bank. So I was 16, driving the manager's car to do the bank drop at 16. I learned so much at that time. Don't take it as, oh, this is a little bit paying job. That job may pay you $9 an hour, $10 an hour, but look at what you gaining from it that you can move to the next level. We don't teach people the next level. We teach them those people. They don't teach people the next level. They teach them the here and now. And you have to build to something.
And at the same time, a lot of these kids don't want to work, and then they have to turn around and have terrible communication skills. And it's like, gee, I wonder why. It's like you never had a chance to hone it at a job.
Right. Which is they don't have any skills. They don't have any skill sets. So now it's just that we just ask backwards. So anything that puts money behind the vehicle is winning. Okay, you're making a lot of money, it's winning. But they don't know, just as much as the public can build you up, just like when Cardi B got pregnant, they ready to tear her down just as fast.
They didn't tear her down.
Yo, them people was coming at her neck about her being pregnant, about her not waiting, about, they were just coming at her.
I hear you.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh, what happened? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, you cut off for a reason. I don't know what happened, but
God was
I
like,
hear you.
you getting too hype. You getting too hype. I get hype. I be banging on just like that. Because I work with
And
you.
then,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You
one of
talk.
the things- I think one of the things that pisses me off the most is when everybody, like, a lot of people I know want to get into the music industry. And a lot of them are absolutely horrible at it.
Mm-hmm.
And not only are they bad at it, but then they turn around and sound like every other person trying to make it. And I'm just like,
No.
yeah.
That's why I stopped going to showcases.
Yeah, and this one, they're doing hot. And I'm just like, to be honest, you sound like at least 30 other dudes that tried to sell me that mixtape. I think you might want to look into something else.
Yeah, and then the showcases, right? Because I used to go to a few. I used to go to them and just to either scout talent out or just to see what it looked like or whatever. And I would go in there and I would get annoyed. Like, why are you charging these people to practice? They're nowhere near ready to be on the stage. Like, the lyrics are off, the stage presence is off. It's if you're really trying to make this a career, you got to put more time into it. And just thinking because you think you got good flow, it sounds bad. And constructive criticism is what they need. They don't need another, all right, yeah, I'm going to do this banging joint. I know a couple people, and I hear this stuff, I'm like, that sounds horrible.
Right.
Like, to be perfectly honest, out of all the people I know who are trying to be a rapper right now, I can only mention one who I actually think is right. One.
Who was it?
He's a young man named Zaire Best. He has a wonderful flow, a great stage presence. He puts himself out there. Last summer he was outside in South Philly doing a freestyle in front of a drill team.
Oh wow!
It was amazing.
No, that's what's fun.
It was one of those, and I was blown away. And at the same time, he's not afraid to work. I saw this very same gentleman. He was in the fall. He was working at Curb Behind the Wall as a backup dancer.
And you know what's so funny? I don't know if people hear some of the old guys' stories. Like, I think it was one of the members of the Wu-Tang, or I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Reggie Noble. But they said they was on their way to work at like TGI Fridays or something like that. And that's the part where I don't think the young people heard. They were on their way to work and they got the call that they got a contract. So that part is always missed when they hear these great stories about people coming up, that the guys were not just sitting around chilling. They were actually working.
Working, yeah, Puffy too.
Yeah, they got to grind. And another big thing about the music industry in today's world is everyone's still doing it like it's the 90s when it's not anymore.
What you mean? Like, can you break that down?
Like believe it or not, you could be a great artist and never have to spend a day at a showcase. There's so many different venues out there. There's so many different ways to handle yourself in the musical world right now that the traditional way just would actually be more detrimental than trying something new. Like case in point, one of our own local artists, Little Uzi, he has one of the.
We don't claim him.
It's not particularly my best cup of tea, but he had one of the best albums, best-selling albums, but he barely made any money off of it.
Yeah.
And that's because his studio got him with a good old-fashioned okie doke with a contract.
Didn't I say that earlier? Didn't I say that? I said half of these guys don't even have real money they can touch. They don't even have the money they can touch. You just confirmed it. You just confirmed it.
And then you got, then you got guys, then you got people who take their particular style and apply it to a venue like YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever heard of epic rap battles in history?
Well, Corey, let me ask you, like,
what'd you say? Epic rap battles, and is that a question?
I know it's a YouTube channel.
Oh no.
It's a YouTube channel started by two very white YouTube rappers, but they deliver a very particular special type of rap flow where they create these rap battles using fictional or non-fictional characters. And you know these guys have over 10 million subscribers, and on average they do about 6 million views a video or more, since on average per video, these gentlemen are making close to $720 to $3.5 million just in ad revenue on each YouTube video. And they have literally chosen to go on hiatus.
but Corey, like, what we really talking about here?
He was talking about how
I'm just saying that there's so many. What we're really talking about is there's so many different ways to go about it musically. You still have to be a hard worker though. It's still not easy. It just seems that sometimes, especially with a lot of these artists, that some of the traditional routes don't work well anymore.
mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, because the times have changed. Because right now it's all about the numbers. You understand? And what happens is what they realize, and this is a part of like advertising and marketing. What they realize is that people are starting to connect to real people. It's no more of the whole perfectionist and like that. You know how like Beyonce is kind of like untouchable and Michael Jackson was untouchable. Now they want more people who they can relate to, who is more on a personal basis. Where did everybody go? Sorry, this dude, what is he talking about? I'm changing my station. Shut up, Bruce.
He's talking about like, so we were talking about in the last segment I had brought up the fact that a lot of people when somebody has money, when a rapper has money, they do something foolish, they'll say, oh, they have money. But it's also removing the fact from what we were talking about. Lex was talking about how the kids watch their parents work hard, and I'm like, well, what's wrong with honest hard work? Like,
but see, the thing about it is, see, that's where it really comes from is the parents, right? Because what happened was, I think our generation, well, you're a little older than me, so
you're like, not sure.
My generation, to me, I felt like a lot of the people thought that it was unfair to have to do so many chores or to have to fight so hard or to have to do so many things, and you had to do without. But see, we were also at a different generation too, where name brand didn't start coming in until the end part, like till kind of like high school and phasing out. So really and truly, it's like you kind of had everything. It was like, what you had, like Reeboks or it was Bobos, like I don't know, but we weren't really so much. We
my
weren't so
era
much
they
on,
had
like,
all kinds of name brand stuff.
they had it, but it wasn't like how it is now.
No, it
You understand?
was.
Where now? No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
So you had 200.
You
had
remember
$200 sneakers.
Scotty B, when I was with him, I had everything. But now you don't give me nothing. I had Gucci bags, Louis Vuittons, all the things. Like, what? Man,
you talking, you know what? we talk about real shit. I'm not talking about the music right now. I'm talking about real shit. I'm talking about where the kids are at. So what happened was we survived with a lot less. Our thing back then was like if you had your bamboo earrings or your triangle gold earrings, and we were more gold. We were like herringbone chains. We were like the Gucci link chains and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you wanted your parents to get you that type of stuff. But now it was like because you had some people that had to do without, you know. So when they have their children now, they want to give their children everything. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then it also goes back to a lot of insecurities and stuff because see, don't let me start preaching. I'm about to start preaching on your ass. What happens is you got a lot of women that are insecure. But see, a lot of these women that are insecure are single mothers. So the fact that she's a single mother and now she's doing it on her own. She wants to show you that she is not inadequate, even though she is missing a man. So she is going to give her children everything that they should have besides a father. So they're going to have the name brand sneakers. They're going to have the clothes. They're going to have all of these things so that when somebody on the outside sees her children, they make it seem that their children are still secure and properly taken care of or whatever. Like they make it seem like they're whole or they're, I can't even think of the proper word. You know what I'm saying? But just complete. You know what I mean? Basically. So they're not short of anything. Put it like that. Right?
In other words, they don't need no man to beat this.
Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show them. I'm going to take care of my kids. They going to be all right. My kids going to be all right. You understand? So it's that type of concept. So then what happens now is that you have that. But see, while she's dressing her child, she's not raising her child. She's not teaching her child. She's having the school do it. You know what I'm saying? And then she's having the music do it. And then she's having the TV do it. And then there's other kids too. So even if you might try and steer your child a little bit right, you know what I'm saying? You got the other children that are coming and teaching and showing whatever they got. They got parents that's on drugs. You heard something?
Yeah, and when it comes to the childhood development, it seems that sad to say, that a lot of parents are missing a lot of key vital steps.
They are.
Sometimes I blame that on society and modern technology.
Blame it on.
I see with my own eyes too many parents passing their phone off to their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I don't think that's how that's supposed to work.
You got how many people let the kids?
I feel like.
Well, it's to pacify the child. But see, what happens is that nobody doesn't realize that our patience are getting shorter. Your nerves is working. You shot out more because now you overworked. You're overworked. You're stressed out. You can see if this works for you. You stressed out, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, your tolerance and your time and your patience for your children are very short. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you got your children that now are growing with entitlement. They feel like they are entitled to. Shut up. They feel like they are entitled to get whatever they want without having to work for it because they didn't have to work for it. The parents did everything. FB is not letting me see this. We'll check y'all another time. Good show. Thanks, Damaris. I'm sorry. Is anybody else having problems seeing it? I don't know. But you know, I don't know. All I know is the problems that we are facing is not gonna be fixed in one show. But you know, one thing, you know, it was funny because I was having, and this is a little sidebar, but and Corey, I know you're gonna have some bullshit to say with this, but Corey is like my adversary, you know. So I was talking to this guy named Buddy Love, and I told Good Show, congrats, thanks, Sparks. So I told Buddy Love, I said, you know what? I would rather black people have religion. I want black people to have religion because see what happens is black people don't really have a culture. And because there's no culture, the religion will give you the parameters of a culture, right? So therefore, it's like it'll teach them where their morals should be. It should teach them tradition. You know what I'm saying? When everybody's kind of coming together doing the same thing. So as a culture, if we don't have a culture that's in place, right? Religion has to be, should be the next best thing. And I'm sorry to say it, but it is what it is. You understand? You could say you could disagree, but in actuality, that's the only thing that's going to save us.
Yeah, I'm going quiet. I'm gonna say this about religion. The reason why it's kind of becoming one of those type of moments because right now we have more information about the foundation of religion, and by some of the information, I have a concern. I always ask God to protect my spirit because I have some questions about how it was taught to us and some of the information that wasn't shared and how it was preached to us and what information the preachers did not give their community. So when it comes to religion, yeah, we had a community of religion, but it kind of held us back from moving forward. Like we existed in the body of religion. We didn't do anything but pray. There was no real movement within the religion except for the pastor and those individuals were moving up, but the people in the pews were still staying stagnant. And it's like, how can you preach this to them, tell them, like, because I have an issue with telling people that you're gonna get what you deserve when you're dead. But I'm looking at you. You ain't dead,
and you live in
and
your
you
life.
got
but see,
you know what I'm saying?
Now,
so you can't.
But that's a whole nother thing because see, now you talking about putting the pastor at the head. I'm looking at it like just religion on its whole. I'm looking at it where you have tradition, you have morals, you have certain things, guidelines. I'm not so much talking about your preacher and what your preacher is telling you. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing with that is because, like, take for instance, my culture is Jamaican, right? So therefore, me and a lot of Caribbean people almost have the same guidelines. Mexicans, everybody, if you think about most of the people that are even doing things, moving up the ladder with their race, their finances, whatever the case may be, yeah, they all do it because they have a culture.
Right.
You understand? They have a togetherness.
Right.
So if we can't find unity on our own, and we showing you that we can't. Like they killing us in the street, we still can't unify. Like we can't unify over nothing. You know what I'm saying? So if we have one thing where we all agree on, we're all going to follow a thing. And I'm not talking about a preacher, a crooked preacher, a bad church. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about where you have a moral code. So you teach your children, like, you know what, you respect your elders. Above anything else, you respect your elders. This is what you do. You have, when it comes to the Sunday or the Sabbath or whatever you want to call it, you have your day of rest. So that means anything that you might have done during the week or whatever, you take a rest there. So that time your mind can rest.
Right.
You have time for family. Like even back in the day, it would be a thing like your parents might run around and shit there, but you knew Sunday you had to stop. You had to sit down and have Sunday dinner. If your mom didn't cook no other day of the week, you knew she was cooking on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew that these were certain things that brought us together. And when we lost that, you lose the family, you lose the structure, you lose everything.
You know what helped us lose that, right?
What
was it, 1980?
So you want to?
That's what somebody just wrote.
Okay, so do you think religious structure for the family?
I think that it would build the black culture family.
No matter what state it actually is, just the structure.
The structure, yeah.
But we actually had that. But when our community was targeted, and some people don't want to remember this, like they like to talk about racism back in the slavery days. They like to skip over all the other bullshit that happened in between. But when our community was targeted with these drugs, that tore down. Because I was born in 1970. So I remember when that was the norm. That structure that you actually are talking about was the norm, where your neighbors looked out for the kids, to tell your mom what time you came home from school, and that you ran around the corner to your girlfriend's house and didn't do your homework. But when we started chasing the white picket fence by any means necessary, and this drug and gun came into our community at the masses, and it showed people, okay, I don't have to wear Converses, I can wear me some Gucci's, and then we sold ourselves out for that. And our social structure just started falling down because people were getting high, they were making money, and then we started killing ourselves at the masses. So that's what happened. But we actually had exactly what you're talking about. Just like that. You can smell the food walking up and down the street coming out of everybody's house every Sunday. You could smell it even during a weekday. We had that, but unfortunately, we weren't mentally stable enough to let that shit go away from us. We wanted things. We value things instead of life.
And that's what Anthony said. We were materialistic since I remember. From Sergio Valente,
yep,
Jordans. I don't know, how old are you? I don't know if
Jordans were back in the 80s.
T.I. sweatsuits and Jordans. Jordans was out when T.I. sweatsuits was out?
No. Jordans came out after that.
Bulls were fighting, stealing. I guess they're trying to say Bulls. Bulls was out fighting and stealing just to get fly. When Craig hit, it went crazy.
Yep. It went bananas. So now you have, and people.
But that's another thing though, right? Like, crack found us. They put crack into the community. You understand? So all of that, that's the thing that we need to pay attention to. Like, we have been systematically programmed over and over again. It's like, so it's like, okay, you know what? They starting to catch on. They starting to do something. Boom, let's drop this on them. Okay, they starting to catch on. They starting to wake up. Boom, let's put this on them. You know what I'm saying? And right now, to me, I think what they do in the mix right now is like,
this stupid ass music.
In the reality TV. You know what I mean? It's the reality TV because you know what? It makes it a little more realer. You know what I'm saying? Which even back in the day, you'd be like, oh shit, my favorite rap star, you know that they rich, you know they got some, but now you actually see it. You actually see the little drama that they do. You actually see all of these things. You know what I'm saying? And then you start soaking it up and you eating it more. And then now that's even more like just mental programming over and over again.
Right.
So that's something that like, really and truly, that's the only way we are really going to get saved.
What were you going to say,
Yeah,
Corey?
when it comes to reality TV, I encountered something very scary that I'll never forget. Just a couple years ago, a female friend I was seeing, she remained nameless.
Wow.
She was into this show called Love and Hip Hop. I'm a pretty dirty guy, so I had no idea what the hell this was. I sat down with her and was watching this program, and one of the biggest things happened while I was watching it.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm here.
She was imitating what she saw on this TV show. And there's very little love in Love and Hip Hop.
Yes, they do.
Wait.
Yes. Yep.
She started trying to be one of the cast members in real life?
What part did she imitate?
Yeah, and I kind of just looked at her like, so this is
what we doing now?
So this is what you watch. This is what you want to imitate. I was like, and then I started looking at. I just started reassessing a lot of my friends and their couples, and I realized that a good number of the women in their lives were imitating the shit they see in reality television.
Wow. A guy put that up. I think it was on Facebook the other day. He put that same thing up. He said that's how the women are talking to the men, how they acting, and all that stuff is from the reality TV.
I watch it.
You're a little different though.
Because when I watch it, I watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I couldn't when LA came out. I couldn't watch it. The amount of disrespect towards the women on the show was so bad. And then I couldn't watch New York this season because I ain't with everything. And then they had the women looking like drag queens because it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
It's all the same shit.
The same
it's
nonsense.
all programming. They programming your kids. They programming you. They are altering you. You know one thing. That
But guess who's behind the vehicle though?
A black person.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yeah, a black woman that's all about her coin.
But you know what the the part that makes me crack up to this day was the breaking point. She came over to my place, and I happen to be watching wrestling. That's something I enjoy to watch. It's okay, judge me. But she was like, so how can you sit there and watch this? You know this fake, right? And I was like, says the woman who watches Love and Hip Hop. I was like, do you see me trying to imitate it? Do you see me trying to buy and slam you through a table?
You shoulda.
No.
You shoulda put her in the headlock. You shoulda put her in the headlock. Shit, you're getting sleepy.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna put my hands on a woman.
But the thing is, so
A headlock gonna hurt every now and then.
when we talk about these things that's coming into our community, we actually need people in the community.
You something else.
You still talking about headlocks?
That was the last thing he heard.
Yeah, we need people in the community to be vocal and not be afraid to speak their truth. Listen, you asked me a question. The answer I give you might not like it, but
but that can't happen first. The first thing.
Yeah. All right.
Huh?
He said he couldn't hear you.
Oh, shit. Damn, I don't know what happened. All right, so you got anything else to say, Dimitri?
Nope, I'm tired. Dimitri is tired. I was gonna rain out again, so I don't know if I could tell. I was like, yeah, and such and such.
Yo, you went hard at a couple of things, so
if it sparked my engine, like, yo, listen. But
yo, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I ain't even gonna lie. We weren't really gonna come out today. Dimitri was like, yeah, come on. I was tired as hell. But I'm glad I came out. I'm glad that we did this. I'm glad that we got to talk a little bit about it. I learned some things, especially when you broke down the justice system and how they look at things. I wish that there was a way for our youth to know that ahead of time. If they know the game ahead of time and they know what we're actually playing in it, they have to understand that the justice system isn't made up for us.
It's not made up for anybody of color or poor. Because I work in the system and I see how they treat other people too. They treat, if you poor, if you're a poor white man, they don't treat them any different than they treat the black guy. It's just, they treat them, it's horrible how people are treated in the justice system. You are a number, and that is it.
Right.
Your story don't mean shit to them. Because it's like, how many other stories they heard like that? So and sometimes you gotta look at it from their side too. They can't get emotionally involved with the case like that. Once you get your time and you booked, that's it. You got to go through protocols. You got to follow policy and procedure. That's it. Your story, you may be innocent, but once you get booked, that's not their. They're there to secure. And I had to explain this when I went to I can't even think. I went to this thing out in Vegas. St. Louis, I'm sorry.
Was it a strip club?
No, I can't tell y'all that story. I'll tell y'all that story another time. But when I went out there and explained to the psychiatrists and the security officers, they were actually at odds. And what I explained is security officers are there to secure everything. You're not there to get into your feelings and how you feel that day. You're there to wake you up, go do this and go do that. And however you feel, that's not them. That's not their thing because they're trained to secure. Right. So now you have the therapy people. Your therapy people are there to find out how you feel and what's going on. So those are the people that might care about how you feel, but they're not going to get your time changed. They're just going to help you process through what you're feeling. So the system has policy, procedures, and protocols that has nothing to do with how your mom miss you, how you miss your kids, how your day is going. The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to go in a hole. You're going to lose some privileges. And then you got to start all over again. So that's just,
talk to your kids. Black men, we know that it's hard. We know that you have a lot of things going against you. Even though I created it, the show today that black Philly men are doomed. You know what I'm saying? I really do love you guys, and I really do want to see everyone survive and unify and become a whole. Shout out to Corey for calling in. I do thank you, Corey.
Uh-oh, it's telling us to go.
It's like, shut up.
It's saying go
Hey,
home.
I'm trying to see the battery.
Mm-mm,
You got 39%. Wireless, do the poor wireless connection. Your video has been paused. Damn.
Oh, there you go. We're back.
Yeah,
We're
so
back.
We're gonna go ahead and end this before this shit shut off on us like last
We're
time.
back.
Shout out to Glenda for tuning in. Greg Banks. Again, Corey, thank you so much, buddy. Love, thanks for tuning in.
Who else?
Yo.
Everybody.
Yes, everybody who participated. I think I said everything. Hey,
Rocco,
Alan.
Leonard, a man. Oh, listen, I need glasses. I need the line.
Listen, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. You understand? If you got anything that you want us to discuss, I know you guys didn't want to call in, but if you got any topics, you can definitely send over a topic or whatever, and I'll definitely go ahead and talk about it. You know what I mean? Me and Dimitri, we going to hit it up. I think we make a nice little team. You know, we born on the same day. We actually are birthday twins. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's so crazy, but it's good stuff. So that's why I do invite her up here, because she's very informed and she's an amazing woman. So I thank you for coming out and holding me down. You know what I'm saying? I thank you guys for dealing with me through my whole. I don't even know what this is. I don't even know.
It's gonna be amazing.
I just turned the shit on and just left it.
It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna do a couple of skits too.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna make this interesting. Y'all not just gonna see us talk. We're gonna do some performances. I might do acapella for you.
Yeah, you want to come up and sing on the mic? We got a live mic that you can go ahead and perform and all that stuff. So it's all good. So PhillyHotRadio.com. Download the app. You can listen through the app. You can watch us Philly Hot on YouTube. I was supposed to go up on YouTube, but I didn't. I just did Facebook.
But the next time we are going to talk about how you guys dress. We need to really. We really need to have a heart to heart about that. We really do. And it's coming from a loving place. And because it's 2018, this is the precursor. And if I see another 50-second street suit that came out of a bag that says small, medium, or large.
You know what I want to talk about? You know what's so funny? I don't know if you checked out my wall, but I need you to check out a post on my wall where I asked, do you think that respect is diminishing between the sexes?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And believe it or not, it really is. And a lot of, there was some people in it that said no. One girl said no because she said there was never any respect from the beginning. And she was going way back in Stone Age, and she, her views were kind of good. Then there was another girl that said no, she don't think it's the same. You know what I'm saying? And my thing to her is like, you know what I wanted to say to her? Do you even know what respect is? Because if you don't think that it's going down, so if you have 30 people, out of 30 people, 28 people said yeah, and you're the one person that said no, maybe your levels of respect are a little low. Because the way that the men are talking to ladies nowadays is unbelievable.
It's like you do when you come to the house at 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't know me.
Right, it's unbelievable. There is no respect given. And I'm a person where I don't handle myself loosely. You know what I'm saying? If somebody took you and get on the phone and, the cursing and I'm a nigga this and I'm a real nigga. Like last night I talked to a dude that said the word nigga about 30 sometimes. He's a real nigga. And I'm like, you a real nigga? Like, well, I don't date niggas. Like, I don't know what you want. You got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But and then he was like, you know what, Lex? I'm like, well, why is it that you like me? And he was like, well, you're different. So I said, well, if I'm different, why the hell is you approaching me like I'm the same?
Right. They always say mirror what you seek. I always say that. I always say that. So if you come in my way, whatever you see, be that. You know what he said to me though? And I didn't want to cross it in what we were talking about, but he was like, well, my hood, where I'm from North Philly, and that's my hood. And that's what we do in the hood, in my circle, my Philly circle. You know what I'm saying? I'm just staying down. Like, that's what we do. And I'm like, oh, shit, you go ahead, because I'm not from that circle, and I don't do none of that. This is years ago, but I asked the guy, because he kept texting me when I was at work. And I was like, man, why do you keep texting me? And then I actually got to the root of the problem. He said, to be honest, I don't know how to talk to him.
Well, at
He
least
just-
he admitted it.
He was
I
very honest
respect
about
him a hell of a lot more. I respect that man that was honest.
that. He was a nice person. When he came out and said, he said, I don't know how. He said, I've really never had a conversation like what we were doing. He didn't have a conversation like that, and he said, it was uncomfortable for him.
I respect that. And you know what? I would have worked with him. You know what I'm saying? He could sign up to my $19.99 a month program. I'll help his ass out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I will help you out. We're going to do a show on that too. We're going to do a show about how you men talk to women, how you're dating and all that stuff, because I think you guys really need a remix. So we might tie it in with the clothes, because you can't really change your look and don't change your talk and change your mindset. So maybe we can try and work it all in together, but I need a nice dapper dude to come up and show y'all some shit.
I know somebody.
When
See if he come up.
You go ahead and you reach out and talk to him. So, you know what I'm saying? When we get that locked down, but you know what? Don't be nice dressing and everything that come out your mouth is trash. Don't be that. You know, a lot of men don't like that. You know, the woman look a certain way, and then when she turn around, she start talking all ratchet and everything. So, look. But anyway, it's your girl, Lex Royal. Thank you for tuning in. Lex Talks. Let me see if anybody got anything to say before we be out. Hey, Steviano, Brian, Manuel, Charles, Tony.
Hey guys, can't wait to be as aww.
Yeah, that's Corey. I don't know what Corey gonna come up and talk about. He better not bring that nerd shit up here.
Bring it. I'm a nerd too. Sometimes.
He better not bring that nerd
Bring
shit
it.
up here. Tour.
I was going to say telescope. What's the
Yeah, telescope. That's
bring
it.
that.
Anyway, listen. The next show, I think we're gonna try and have some fun. We had 2 intense shows. You know what I'm saying? We did the damn thing. Again, thank you for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and shut
I'm
this
gonna bring
down.
a hot plate in and make some home fries.
That means she's hungry.
We go seriously. We make some home fries, make some breakfast, make some turkey bacon with some home fries and an omelet. And we're gonna sit here and I'm gonna show y'all how to do it the right way. And I don't care what the Drug Administration or Food and Drug Administration say. Wash your meat.
And not in the sink. Not in the sink. Put that shit in a bowl like you supposed to. Don't be washing shit in the sink. Like, oh my god, that's a whole nother show. Don't get me started. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me started. Yo, change your bed linens, change your towels, change your toothbrush, because you know it's about time. It's your girl, Lex Royal. I'm here with the bullshit. It's time to be out. Like, listen, let me tell you something. I stayed breaking the rules. I should have been off the air from 11 o'clock. Good night, y'all.
Good night. It was real.
Philly
And wash
High
your
Radio. Wash your hands. Philly High Radio. Good night. It's your girl, Lex Royal.
Like, wash your meat. That guy had me cracking up. He said, "Who told you to wash your meat?" My friend girl said it. She said, "Wash the meat." And he reading all not with dish detergent. I was like, did you see that video?
No.
Oh, dude, wash his chicken with doing dish detergent.
Oh, hell.
He was like, you said, wash the meat. I'm washing the meat. I'm washing it. He was all short. So he was like, open this thing. I'm washing
What
it.
was
I said,
that?
wash the meat.
Shot all the way out.
I'm gonna see if I can show it. He's like, I'm still wash the meat. And he said, who told you
Good
to
night,
wash the
you
meat?
A
A
friend
friend
girl.
girl.
They can see the side of my head the whole damn time.
She said, wash the meat. I was crazy.